Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech, that's also known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. And today, I want to talk a little bit about the red box scandal going on. All of these abandoned houses that I go into, one thing I see a lot is media, magazines, papers, documentation, but DVDs. Now, out of all of these things, the DVDs are the most expensive. They're supposed to be the most media related and the everyone's supposed to want them. I remember when I moved out of my original house 20 years ago, I was ripping DVDs left, right, and center. It was a hoarder. It was really meaningful to me. Having these videos was a really big deal. At the time, DVDs were new, and we were finally experiencing at home the videos that we loved in widescreen, which is what they were like when they were released on in the theaters. I didn't realize the difference between widescreen, full frame, all of these things. But when you find out and you want to go back and see your movies, it was a big deal. I was burning so many DVDs that I was wearing out DVD burners. Yeah, you could do that. It took about, geez, how many? I think I had 500, 300, and after that the thing wouldn't work anymore. But really reasonably, nobody would really make that many because it took so damn long. It was a big deal to burn a DVD. A really big deal. But anyways, Redbox has gone down in the States. And there are YouTubers who are just going around trying to find any of these red boxes in order to get things out of them. Redbox went bankrupt, and they're leaving their units everywhere. They're just leaving them lying around because it is more expensive to fetch them and to take the DVDs out of them than it is to just toss them. DVDs are ultimately worthless. I keep going through all of these. I keep going through all of these houses, and there's papers and DVDs everywhere. There's DVDs all over the place, sometimes VHSs. But it's interesting how quickly the price of technology tanks. Just tanks. Bam! Going through these abandoned houses, and I'm seeing them full of what I'm starting to realize is things that peak technology in the 70s, in the 80s, projectors, cameras that these days are completely useless unless they're this, that, or the other, really good. Okay, you get any $99 million camera, okay, or so let's say $9,000 camera, you get in an abandoned house where animals piss on it and insulation gets all over, that thing ain't going to be worth much of anything. It's going to look great on the thing, on the mantle, but if you want to use it professionally, you're going to have to get a freaking artist, like a real Jedi, a Jedi that knows every detail about every little thing about it, knows how to clean it, and knows how to get into it. Because it's kind of like having a car with a giant engine, and then all of a sudden some granny throws all kinds of burrs all into it. You got to get every one of those burrs out. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is I'm amazed. I'm freaking amazed at how quickly the price of technology goes down. The fact that when I moved out of this original house, um, I was burning DVDs like mad, and now they litter the floors of the abandoned houses that I walk through. And that says a lot because I've been finding out recently that in these abandoned house walkthroughs I've made, when I go into Google Maps, I find out that during COVID, all but two of these houses were still there. People were living in them. What happened? What did COVID do? What did COVID do to take everyone's house away from them? And they leave so much information behind. Actually, my collage back here, I have pictures of other people's family there, which is another thing. It's interesting how the price of a picture goes down. You have it, and then you have it for a little bit of time, then granny dies, and the value of those pictures is basically nothing. Topically, it's wonderful, and you want it, but I have found 3 or 4 archives of pictures in these abandoned houses. And within these abandoned houses, another really interesting thing is how much is left behind. We are a society that has so goddamn much. We've overproduced so goddamn much. It used to be, okay, so we didn't produce anything before the we didn't produce anything before, not the recession, but the depression. We didn't produce much of anything. Anybody who lived through the depression finds everyday life of what we have here immaculate and will hoard things into oblivion. My grandma would cut out pretty pictures of birds and stuff from the sides of cardboard things, and she kept the smallest little, she wasn't a hoarder, but she would keep some of the smallest things to make you wonder. Now we have a society that has freaking everything, that is produced by slaves on the other side of the world. Yes, it happens. China, and I want to say CCP, go F yourself, but Chinese people, I love you, and you've lived through, you guys have lived through so much. Oh my God, the Great Leap Forward, you survived that. Wow. Jeez, man. But anyways, over here, these abandoned houses, we have this media. These DVDs are like 20 bucks. And they're just sitting there on the floor, worthless. And I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, the whole situation is just like the people that have are getting better and the people who have not are getting worse. I can have mountains of DVDs for free. I can make myself a shelter with solar panels with, oh my God, I could. It would be cheaper for me to make a shelter with used solar panels that I can get for 65 bucks used that should be going to the landfill but are still working. How many resources are we just throwing out because the owners don't have a use for it and don't want to enrich the rest of the world with it? Okay, so these red boxes, they're sitting on the side of they're sitting like out beside all of these buildings. They're just sitting out there. They're not really doing a whole heck of anything. They're just sitting there. Can these things be used to better the world? Can we use these to better us in the situation that we're in? We are in a hell of a situation. We are in a hell of a situation. Guys, if you're on the internet, you're looking around, we are in a hell of a situation. We got so many issues going on because mama capitalism ain't pissing out loans, not loans, but giving out money the way they used to. Man, the boomers had so many. I'm not saying this because I hate boomers. I'm saying this because I have failed so many things the boomers have succeeded with, and they're telling me, the ones that actually know what's up are telling me it's not my fault. And the ones that don't have any freaking idea, they're telling me, oh, when God closes a door, he opens a window. I hate to tell her, there's some situations where God has sent their people out to places they didn't want to be and have had to get into a church in order to keep these people away from them. And people have locked them in the church and burned the church down. Yeah, you can get out through the window. You're gonna get stoned when you do, though. And I don't mean the good way. Anyways, wow. It's like over here we have so much that we're just throwing out. We have so much that we're throwing out. In this Victorian home, we have a solarium, a solarium. And my dad knew that he could get cheaper insurance and pay less taxes on it if he used wood. Today, you can't get used wood. How did he get it before? He went down to the dump or the sanitary landfill site, and the dump was a big freaking deal. The dump was a big deal for us. In fact, in other small towns, they called the dump the mall. Because let's face it, in a small town, if you wanted to get something cool for a reasonable price, you had to go to the city. Because the small town, the prices are, because they're the small town and nobody, it's just how it works. Just how, if you don't come from a village, that's just how it works. But yeah, you can't do that anymore because the dump won't let you pull anything out. Now, they will say it's because people have gotten hurt pulling things out. Yes, that's absolutely happened. I don't doubt it. But we are legitimately in a society where I don't believe anything a business says anymore because the businesses have lied so much to enrich themselves that I'm not getting the wages that I should. They need to be paying more. But they're not. They're bringing in people from other countries. It's just so interesting, this red box, the fact that we have so many things. There's so many useful things in a red box. There's a computer, there's a card reader, there is a monitor, there's a motor, there's a battery. I can do so many things with those things. I want one of these things so bad. And there's actually a little bit of a thing with people who are trying to get them. But that's the thing. We have so goddamn much in the Western civilization here. We have so much. And we're just hoarding it. And with our laws, we're making it easier for the rich to have everything. The people who are rich get the laws made for them because they talk to the leaders, but the people at the bottom, they don't talk to any of the leaders. The leaders don't represent them because the leaders, once they step outside of their leadership roles, go into lives where they are only hanging out with the rich. Partly because, oh my God, I swear to God, this is something. We're not allowed to chill the fuck out anymore. We're not allowed to chill out. There are some. This is Canada. We're supposed to hibernate at a certain point, but no. They're like, go, 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 move, 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 go, go, go. Like, seriously, I go, gone that I burnt the fuck out. Like, seriously. Burnt out. Hardcore burnt out. Because of how hard I was being pushed. I always thought I should. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Men just go out there and we do the thing. But, man, it's just interesting, the situation we're in, the life we're in. Thoughts and chaos. Shower thoughts. On the red box. On the fact that I keep going to all of these. The reason I made this video is I'm blown away by all of these abandoned houses I'm going to. And I'm seeing DVDs in these places. Still watchable. And I don't touch them. I don't do anything with them. I just leave them where they are. And that's the right thing to do. But like, there isn't even something in me saying, hey, is that good? There isn't like a... Meanwhile, when I moved out, it was a really big deal. I was burning and pirating these things like mad. I don't know. It's just the way things are these days. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Thoughts and chaos. Take care of each other. Legitimately.